with your channel, what you're doing, like you're posting a lot, so I can see why you're kind of stressful. And it's
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
100%. But it's of my own fruition, so don't think I'm like being held at gunpoint to do this. This is just my obsession with this industry and the fact that I think we will be able to make a huge impact on a lot of lives in this cycle alone.
All right, so welcome everybody. It is Crypto Moose, and it's time to get loose. Mitchell Bouchard, your crypto and NFT investor.
Did you just say it's time to get loose?
100%. I don't know if you've seen the show yet. So we've got Jesus Martinez, and yeah, that's what I do. I say it's Crypto Moose. It's time to get loose. I'm your crypto and NFT investor.
I like it.
So I don't know if you've seen an intro, but like basically I have this title. Yeah, that's what I've been doing, man. So, what are we doing today? We have an interview with Jesus Martinez. There was a dog in the room.
Let's go.
Now the dog's gone. And I'm like, this is getting loose pretty quick. So let's talk about you in your content creation. So what do you do on YouTube?
I make a lot of videos. I yell at cameras professionally for a full-time living. And I should post a lot. That's mostly what I do. Advise for crypto gaming project, cover crypto games, talk about DeFi projects. Like my IQ points have gone down the dumps as a result of looking at shitcoins all day. So that's a TLDR of it all. I'm obsessed.
Yeah, that's good. So you talked about how we both kind of actually started investing more like after 2020 kind of.
Yeah, 100%.
So how long have you been watching the market? Like when did you first, when did crypto click for you? So for me, it was after watching a documentary about Bitcoin and I'm like, I get it. How about you? How did that work?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I had a lot of trouble when I turned 18 with jobs. I just couldn't hold a job because I just didn't feel like it. I'd always do like, it's like a system, like a level up system where I'd get a job that pays me more and more and more and more, but I just didn't want to stay there. I just didn't feel like staying there. So I'd always wanted to do something for myself. I got into the pandemic. We all lost our jobs. It was a blessing for a lot of us because we realized we could actually make something out of this whole thing. I got into these like stupid little call groups and channels and signals, and I got into options, learning the gammas and the deltas and the thetas and everything in between. Then said, screw all that. It's way too risky. People talk about how crypto is volatile, but they failed to talk about the options world and when Wall Street bets really went haywire, people gambling their stimulus checks like it was nothing. So I get into crypto because I have a background in gaming. I was a League of Legends Challenger player pretty much during the pandemic, obsessively playing this game. Every person in the challenger scene was either incredibly depressed or they were getting a paycheck because they were in actual esports and they were actually still depressed. So two little options there. You're either getting paid and you're depressed or you're getting paid and you're depressed. So nothing really that good for you. So I decided to combine both backgrounds on top of my economics degree that I was still going for at the time, which was completely useless. And then I got into crypto. My brother was, he was like a raging alcoholic at the time. And he got his entire life savings, invested, funnily enough, a lot of it into Cardano and Ethereum and some of these crypto assets. But then one day he had this great idea of leverage trading while he was drunk, lost it all, went into crazy depression. Then for his birthday, I did a lot of research into different things. I had learned about Mark Cuban. At the time, he had a reputation before the Titan coin. We will not miss Titan coin. But AXS had recently announced that they had gotten the Ronin wallet actually onboarded, so people can actually bridge assets into this place. Tons of people were using it. There was a documentary from YGG talking about the revolution happening in the Philippines and how people were making their universal basic income off of Axie Infinity and SLP. And I was like, okay, screw it. Let's put $700 into there. I have $2,000 on my bank account. I give it to my brother for his birthday. It doubles. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can actually do something here. Do you mind if I do something? He says, well, okay, like I clearly can't manage my money. So do whatever the hell you want. For some reason, this is working. We turn that into 5 figures, give him that. And I take like half of it. We fucking milked it, dude. We fucking milked it with all the effort. And that was like my onboarding into crypto. I've always had a gaming background. I've led guilds in arcade, in MMORPGs like Lineage 2, etc., and private servers. So we've always had that background of being able to manipulate in-game economies. It was just putting your mouth and money where it's at in the real world, in crypto.
Look, I don't always carry crypto on the go, but when I do, I make sure to have my Tangem wallet on hand. That's interesting. That's wild. That's pretty wild. That's
I'm a degenerate, okay? You'll
yeah,
learn very quickly.
So am I. I got in SNEK pretty early. Actually, there was somebody that commented. They're like, SNEK's never going to 100 mil market cap, and I'm like, bet. So we made like a little ADA bet. I won that bet.
It's shitcoin, right?
Yeah. It's a meme token, but it's pretty good. Like they have an energy drink. They actually made something out of it. So yeah, I didn't drink any of those, but yeah, like SNEK is actually pretty interesting. It's funny. The memes work. I don't see it going away. Like it fits too good in the market, right? So what are some memes that you like? Do you buy memes, or do you think they're foolish? What are your thoughts?
So getting into the Degen space, right? We had the Axie Infinity craze. Then we hit like September, October. I call the top for Axie Infinity. Make a video called The Why I Sold My Axie. Still public. Most popular video on our channel. We get the hell out of the markets. We almost timed the top. And then we get into Degen land, meme coin land. We were getting into fucking Floki, Saitama, Shiba Inu, all these garbage coins that have gone and win. How does a meme coin hit $8 billion in record time and do absolutely nothing? I don't know. That's just what the markets want to do. So yeah, no, I got into Saitama really big. I got into like Shiba Doge really big. Those ended up fading out. I got PTSD pretty much from like all these different meme coins. And I haven't really touched meme coins since then. I have like one rule, because I feel like as a content creator, if you get into meme coins, it's like a vice. It's like gambling. Once you get into gambling, you just have to keep going and going and going until you win, right? And so I get the same mentality with meme coins. I respect the culture. Like I see why it's needed. Solana ran because of it. And, now we were seeing, Kronos running and some of these other chains. But I just won't touch it because I know that once I touch it, everything else is ruined for me. And the risk is just too great to mess around with meme coins. So you're asking me right now, I'm not giving you an answer because there is no meme coin. Unless you're just talking about crypto gaming coins without utility because their games haven't come out.
Yeah, that's interesting. Actually, I had Whiff for a little bit. It was Dog Whiff Hat.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And then, you have influencers that talk about it. I don't talk about meme coins too much because that's the thing, right? Like if I can get low cap tokens of projects that are like crypto gaming projects, or I talk about Meld, Kopi. There's some other ones that are super low in market cap, and I'm like, at least if I lose on those, they're real projects. Whereas a meme, it's like, dude, like that's very degenerate, right?
And you also have to keep in mind that a lot of these meme coins are propped up by VCs. I mean, have you looked into like Brettgate and Rooster Coin on Base? All of those coins are owned by VCs or people that pump them. If you really look into these markets, most coins are not just all of a sudden famous. Gala didn't just randomly become that $10 billion company. There's a lot of little insider stuff that happens to get to that point, whether or not it's market makers or these launch pads promoting. There's so much going on with cryptocurrencies that meme coins aren't really just like, oh, it's just community coins that are just trading with community members. There's a lot more to it. It's just too much risk, I feel. Comparison to like a crypto gaming coin, at least I can go on, token unlocks and see when the cliff hits. So when all these vestings start to unlock and I get screwed over, I have a timeline for when I should trade these coins.
Yes,
I shouldn't hold them forever because I know I'm going to get dumped on.
Yeah.
But, for the most part, at least I know when it's happening instead of a meme coin in a, little group chat on Telegram.
Yeah, that's true. The thing about meme tokens is like there's not really any utility. There's some that, that they try to build a game or whatever it may be. I know SNEK has an energy drink, but I always mention it. I'm like, guys, it's still SNEK. It's a meme token. They're making memes about this snake, So anyways, okay, so let's talk about crypto gaming. That's the main reason I wanted to have you here. I feel like you, across the board, you know way more than I do about that. For me, it's more of just the macro stuff, and finding opportunities, like finding projects that I think could do well with very little rewards, and I just talk about what I do. Crypto gaming. What are some gaming projects that you like, and why do you like them?
Yeah, I'm obsessed with this space. I actually ditched my DeFi channel for this. So, okay, what I would pick here for crypto gaming coins that I'm looking forward to, I know some people are like, I just saw John roasting Oh Baby Games, but my pick would be, I would say Nyan Heroes. I'm really looking forward to. It's this mech game. You get on a little mech. You're a cat. You have to destroy other people. It's kind of like Overwatch. Looks great, plays great, has a couple of bugs, but it's getting fixed. They have a Nyan airdrop. I think that the season 2 for it is actually continuing probably next week. They're introducing ranked. So I like that coin a lot. Makes a lot of sense for me. Governance is within the game. Cliffs more than transparent when they're happening. You don't want to get into these very low FDV drops because you'll notice from like DeFi, I'm really into with the DeFi space. When these tokens come out, their vesting is very short. Very short vesting is a huge red flag. Gaming though, good thing for gaming actually, is that these games take a long time to actually make. So they need their vesting to be longer because they need that coin to survive to actually continue to develop their game a lot of the time. So it's a very good thing. Nyan Heroes is one of them. The second one would be something like cloud computing. I'm big into cloud computing because I feel like giving people easier onboarding, the amount of processing speed and power that's going to be needed to, actually operate AI is going to be enormous. So, people like it, Aether. I know that there's a bunch of node cells. There was like SOFA and ZK Sync era. There was like Rivals. Hytopia is trying to build their own chain with High Chain, tons of different node projects I'm really big into because, so here's the thing with nodes, right? If you want to just get on the deep end with nodes, it favors the companies more than it does the actual investors because you can get into a token public sale. The vesting is usually much shorter than your average node where you get your unlocks linearly over the course of, let's say, 36 to 72 months, which is enormous amount of time to get your tokens in a bull cycle. You're going to miss the bull by the end of this. There's no way you're catching it. I'm sorry. So I like nodes because you can tap into the paper hand mentality. I'm a paper hand. I'm infamous for it. I'm not going to be holding my crypto tokens forever. That's why I like forcing myself onto vesting. And that's why nodes make sense for me. But I would say for the average person, getting into tokens on, for example, launchpads, we just covered Citus for today's video, or maybe you want to go ahead and get into a metaverse play like Cornucopias, or maybe you want to get into Wilder World, right? That they haven't really done any hard marketing, have raised $50+ million off of their NFT collections. Doesn't matter when they raised it, they still raised it, have waited for a very long time and are beginning to get a little bit of that marketing out there, teasing their gameplay, saying that, when June, July, August comes around, things are going to get a little bit more exciting. Those are the kind of guys you want to look forward to. Other things, infrastructure. I'm big into infrastructure. I'm also big into these like VCs and funds making their own chains, which is why I called Zentree, Beam, Merit Circle, GuildFi, huge funds, hundreds of millions of dollars investing into crypto games. They have their own chains. And then there's also like the social fi element, if you want to really get into it. There's like Games GG with their G3 coin, where they have hundreds of thousands. They just said it was like 750,000 registered users on their website. What do you think is going to happen with their coin, right? Like it's like common sense. They develop any sort of utility for it. It just goes wazoo. There's even like it's like
Wazoo.
Exactly.
It goes Wazoom.
It goes with Zoom. There's like Carve Protocol, which they're doing a verification layer so that people can own their own data. But let's be honest, the real part that people care about is the fact that you can play games, mint your achievements, and then there's like millions upon millions of users on this platform that is making money off your data, which is, like if you're like Google, Facebook, or any social media company on the planet, you're probably doing anyway, but at least now it's transparent. So a lot of crypto gaming coins. Some people will argue that you should only own like 3 to 5 coins. I'm sure the average person doesn't need to own a ridiculous amount of coins. It's really about what angle you want to hyper specialize on, because you don't want to just do DeFi crypto because you're just going to pick all these different sectors and you're going to miss all these different narratives. You're not going to be able to catch it all. Eventually, the cookie will crumble and you're going to lose. But at least with crypto gaming, you get it. You're in the cycle. You understand why people would care about this. You have an advantage because you're constantly obsessing over this thing. when the moment comes, you're going to reap all the benefits for it. And that's kind of been the mentality since day one.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And I think I saw a post. I don't know if it was like from Twitter X. I think you put that you had like 50 tokens or something. Is
many
it just
tokens.
how many?
I have too many tokens. It's
Okay,
because
okay.
I have a lot of vesting. That's okay. Listen, if the vesting ran out, I would probably not have as many tokens. Before this bull cycle really started during the bear, I only held, I think it was like what, 8 to 10 coins. So nothing ridiculous, but I am stacking a lot of nodes, which is adding on to my token count. So it makes sense.
That's sweet though. That's sweet. I think I have 7 Copy file nodes, but I'm not even gonna run them because like I have an iMac. I have a Bitcoin node, but it doesn't even do anything right now. I
Yeah.
used it with like Umbrel. I'm not a coder. I don't do that. I'm more of like a macro investor, and I look at certain things in the space. So that's interesting. Because I remember for me investing wise, before sports cards were big. Like I don't know how old you are, but I'm 30. I'm almost gonna be 31. So like I used to collect cards as a kid, and when the sports card craze went up again, I started buying all these players, and I'm like, why didn't I just pick 5 to 10 good players? Why didn't I buy LeBron? Why didn't I buy the GOATs? Like things that you knew would work. So it's very similar to what I see because in crypto, you get the meme tokens, but that's kind of like a player who's got a lot of hype, but you haven't researched the back end of it. So, there's a lot of hype behind a lot of tokens. But yeah, so what are some gaming projects that you like because of the team? Because at the end of the day, you want to invest in something that, and by the way, nothing in this video should be taken as financial advice. This is just stuff that we're talking about. What are some projects that you like because of the team and the quality of the game?
Well, I would say, some of the easy ones would be like the Imaginary Ones team. They've got that bubble game. It's a lot like Temple Run. They have a social campaign going for them. Planet Mojo, where their team, Michael Levine, absolute legend, he released an auto battler game, had mixed reviews, but then he pumped out a bit of an RTS, which looks fucking sick, and a dungeon crawler all of a sudden. There's also, in terms of a team, like the Wilder World team, I think is absolutely killing it. They have Midnight in Miami. It's already out. Graphics are incredible. They're going to be teasing their FPS game, which I've already gone ahead and seen it. Looks awesome. You can actually play it on a racing sim. Not a lot of racing games you can play on racing sims. So those are a couple projects. There's also Dark Times, which is a little bit alpha. There's not too many details out there, so I don't want to leak anything, but it does look really cool. It does look really cool.
Yeah, so I haven't even heard about any of that stuff. Even some of the terms that you mentioned, I don't know. So I played RuneScape a little bit,
Right.
but other than that, like I was playing sports. I wasn't allowed to other than Game Boy on the school bus. I didn't play a lot of games. So I get it. I know it looks good. I know it looks like crap. I know enough about crypto to where I'm like, okay, these people care about the project. They're not going to just pump and dump, so to speak. Investing gets into that too, right?
You think so, though? You think so?
Yeah.
Like,
So I want to get your perspective on that. So vesting basically is, if we were to generalize it a little bit, sometimes the team can get a ton of tokens, they pull out, it's a rug pull. If you have a vesting period, the team has to wait in order to get access to their tokens. So it kind of shows that they have the long-term vision and they're committed to the project. So I want to hear your perspective on that. Talk deeper about your I don't know if it's like the Jesus theory about the vesting, but what do you see in terms of vesting that maybe people are not aware of?
well, I would say, we get into a lot of strategic rounds. We get into seed investments, private sales. And I think for me, the biggest red flag is usually when vesting is less than, I would say 12 months. Less than 12-month vesting is always a huge red flag because that means that they want to milk the project before the bull market ends. That's clearly what that means. When it comes to teams, I would always say that it makes a lot of sense to have something like vesting. It's not even about them rug pulling a project or not, or liquidity or all those cringe little 2021 terms. But it's like, first off, the team's not even going to be able to sell those tokens for what they're worth if they just dump it all at once. Makes sense. They want to have tokens for a lengthy period of time. I think the average team will have anywhere from 36 to like 48 months of vesting is pretty average in the industry right now, with like seed investments having like 24-month vesting. Anyone that has less than that or has some ridiculous discount with like a portion of their tokens coming out at TGE, red flag. What TGE means, it's token generation event. It just means when the token is launched. That's all it means. Yeah. It just means when the token's launched. If your seed investors and your team is getting tokens up front on token launch, that is a massive red flag. If strategic round investors are getting it, that's pretty normal. Usually we have less liquidity because we're normal human beings. But these venture capital funds, they are the ones that you need to worry about, because the thing is, like, sure, we might get, our token unlock and we might make like a couple X's. We usually pay way higher prices, similar to like public sales, but the VCs get really good prices and they invest a lot of money. like while we might invest like 10K, they'll be investing millions of dollars.
Well, that's what happened with like Solana, dude. Like, let's be honest. Like
pretty much every major L1 coin.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I could see that. Terra Luna, we should almost segue into that, because I don't think people understand how crazy that was. Just the whole collapse.
Fucking insane.
I mean, you would have made a good bet, and you'd be like, all right, I'm gonna convert to a stable, and that stable is not so stable. Like I don't know if you remember that. Did you have some? Maybe I know we talked preliminary about it a bit. I'm just kind of leaning into the question a bit, but what did you like about Luna? And can you explain what happened? Because I think it'd be cool to kind of recap.
I held nothing. No Terra Luna. I actually clutched. I held classic after that, but no Luna. Zero Luna. So pretty much the TLDR of it all is there's a bad guy, right? And there's a bad guy that has found a deficiency in the markets. And this market is worth a lot of money. A lot of money. And people thought that this thing was worth $1, but in all reality, it was backed by pretty much nothing, because they spent a lot of their profits on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's price was going down. So what was being backed wasn't actually backed directly one for one. It was only because demand was meeting it that it made sense, but this kept ballooning and ballooning and ballooning. They were actually going to develop that. It was this new backing system for it. I've already forgotten because it's been so long, but it was only a couple weeks out. So this attack was so well timed that it is absurd that this event even happened in the first place. But yeah, Terra Luna went down from like 100 and what was it, like $12, $14 all the way down to nothing in record time. It was like 3 days. It felt like I actually made money longing Luna at that time, which is kind of funny.
Yeah,
because it was going down to oblivion, but there were like these little times where he would tweet something out and people would be like, oh, we're all right now. We were not all right.
Well, that was a one time in the space where like I was finally investing into it. I was holding ADA. I think ADA was way more than where it is today. But there was one guy. I think his name was Cameron something. He did trading videos, and he said he took a flight after, like, during his flight, like USDT just collapsed. Like he lost 3 million on a flight. Imagine getting on a flight and you get off the flight and you lost a couple $1 million.
No, I mean, it was horrifying. You could only laugh about it at this point. Like,
yeah, it was really bad. Like
it was really bad.
There were people that had the retirements. Like I'm talking like you build 200 grand over 20, 30 years and you lost it all. So it was pretty sad.
Yeah, and you've got to think like the same equivalent is like Tether and Circle. Same exact comparison. If something were to happen to those, who even knows what the crypto market would do or what I would do? So
wow, yeah, dude, that would be So what are your thoughts on Tether, USDT? Do you think those are legit stable coins right now? Because I use USDT a little bit. Tether, I think I get paid a little bit through Tangem, but like referral stuff. But yeah, like if those collapse, these are like top 10 projects, really.
Well, USTC was also a top 10 project, so that one stung a little bit. I would say that USDT, as it stands, I'm not worried about it because the market's going up and they're printing billions of dollars off their profits, right? So I'm not worried about it right now. I'm very much not worried about USDC because USDC is like heavily regulated, but it's much smaller because it's, they're tracking people's transactions, let's be honest. So, I'm not worried about it yet, but I would say tail end of the bull market, you see things correcting. You should think about alternatives.
Just a friendly reminder, we have launched our crypto and NFT masterclass 3-in-1 course. My name is Mitchell Bouchard and I am a crypto and NFT investor. I've been in this space for several years now and I've reached over 500,000 students online. This course will take you from beginner to pro in cryptos and NFTs. We're gonna go over layer 1s, layer 2s, show you how to set up wallets. We've taken out the fat and we've produced videos that will give you simple information and show you how to get into cryptos and NFTs step by step. This is a workbook that you will be given when you enroll in the course. We have tons of information here. I have personally put in over 3 years' time to develop this course so that anybody can get into cryptos and NFTs from scratch. For those of you that really want to get into the course, I have a link in the description below. We also have a coupon code, so check it out and we will see you in the course. I know that's super important, kind of not as much into the vesting period side, but I talk about it all the time. I'm like, these are the projects I get. I'm holding, I think it's mostly Meld, Kobe, Ada. Now I'm looking at this other project. I have some other interviews coming out. Bitcoin, kind of the boring stuff. I don't have a lot of memes right now. I think I have a little bit of SNEK and I don't even know where that wallet is. So I got to figure that out. But I don't know if you know, but the moose gets loose. We have like 15 hardware wallets that I share because companies send them. I'll do unboxing videos. So that's the main thing, though,
I'm
right?
the same, dude. I have too many of these little
I love
I haven't even
crypto.
connected this one.
Dude, I love crypto. I have like I don't know. I even have this is the old school one. This is when I first got in crypto. I had like $100. Yep. Show that again.
The Solana
Is
phone.
that a Solana phone?
Yeah, we got 3 of these puppies.
Okay. I'm gonna write that down. Solana phone. That is just. I thought that would be a flex. Okay.
Is it? Okay.
Let's dive into this question first. So, because I talk about it all the time too, I've experienced 2 bull runs. One where I had like $100 in the market, absolute brokey. Then I had another bull run where I'm like, okay, I put in like 20,000. Then it went
That's
down.
pretty good.
Then it went down a lot. I was buying ADA at like $3 like an idiot.
Oh, come on.
I know.
Okay.
Hey, I'm just being honest. And I'm not an
right.
ADA Maxi. Okay.
Now you're not. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, now I'm not. I was at the time. I was at the time.
Of course you were. When everybody's making money, we're all maxis.
Yeah, dude, 100%. Yeah, that's probably what happened. You know what? I did that. I mean, after I credited my card the 5th day, then I was like, all right,
maybe I should do other things. Yeah.
Maybe I should find a new girl. This one's breaking my heart a lot. So, all right. So, all right. Solana phone's dope. I want to get in that. So let's talk about the cycles. I believe we're going to see a huge run in crypto gaming, other sectors. You got DePINs, etc. But people have to understand that this will crash, like it always does. What do you tell people? What is your kind of guideline for this? Like, because you're not telling people, hey, like buy and hold forever.
No, of course I don't. I think everybody that's gone through a cycle is done with that. Like maybe like the meme coin creators will say that because they want to dump on you, but at some point everybody needs to take profits. I tell people this, I'm probably dumping on you or you're dumping on me. It's PvP at the end of the day. There's like the 2x, 5x, 10x rule that is like if you're someone that doesn't want to use your brain, you can use. You're doubling your money, you don't feel comfortable, take profit on half, you can moonbag it. 5x up, I mean you could take another half if you feel like it. If you're comfortable, 10x, you definitely need to take profit at that point. Like there is no second best. Once a token 10x's, the story has kind of molded itself. So you should definitely be taking profits at some way or form or another. Put it into fiat, put it somewhere comfortable. Anything you want. I'm putting money into Solana, for example, HBAR, some of the more boring coins that, let's be honest, won't have as many X's as some of these crypto gaming plays. But I know my money's going to be there tomorrow. That's what I know. I know that it's likely to go down 90% eventually, but it's going to go down 90% a hell of a lot slower than a lot of these crypto gaming coins. They go up and they go back down. That's what they do. So I would say, you know, you're looking into crypto gaming right now. You don't want to buy into these tokens that have 1% of their supply circulating, which they do exist. There's lots of them these days. Oh yeah, look into it. Like 1 to like 3% of their supply circulating. They just launched. They're gonna dump the hell out of you. It is just not a good long-term hold. Unless you're gonna flip this for Catalyst, you should just not be holding it. If you're new, just invest into like Immutable or Beam or something that has a large market cap. Don't take the risk because there's no need to take the risk.
Even that's risky enough. Like I think what
it is.
What is
it
Beam
is.
like a 3 billion, which is
no way. It's like 2 billion at this point, right?
Well,
1.8, something like that.
I know it's pretty wild. I think 2 to 3 billion is like similar in like
1.2 actually.
Yeah,
wow.
Is it okay? But I knew it was over $1 billion.
Yeah.
But that's a lot safer than getting into something that's like 50, 80 mil. That's so volatile. Like even you get into like, okay, that's interesting. That's really good advice. Because you are right. A lot of people will be like, hey, keep buying this thing, and it's like, anyways, you have to do your own research, right? So that's
I mean
yeah.
My editor is like, please tell people price predictions. Tell them when this thing's going to 3 cents. And I'm like, man, I can't tell you. I'm sorry. Like I went to Disney and all of a sudden Bitcoin was at 56K. I thought we were going to 80K. So I'm not going to try to be some kind of genius.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, even like 100K, we've been waiting for that for a while. People thought it'd be last cycle, and then it goes down to 16,000. Nobody wants it. We should talk about that for a minute. Like legit, Bitcoin was $16,000 like a year ago. Nobody really wanted it. Nobody. Well, obviously BlackRock or other people bought it, and Michael Saylor's buying it every 2 hours. But like, did you buy Bitcoin?
The average cost is like 34,000, right, on Bitcoin?
Yeah. Well, it was.
Saylor's doing well. He's cooking.
I'm not worried about Saylor. He's fine. He probably makes 100 million.
Of course he is. He keeps bashing all of our coins, bro.
He is. Okay, let's talk about Maxi.
Tell him to relax.
He is a Bitcoin Maxi. I understand. He's playing a different game though. Like you have billions of dollars. You're looking at money completely different than what most people are looking at, right? Like he's looking at like truly a decentralized store of value. He's looking at gold in the digital world. I don't know if you've seen his old interviews, but or talks, but he was talking about cell phones pretty in depth. He was very meticulous talking about how we're gonna have apps. Everybody's gonna have a device in their pocket before like there were real apps. So he's been very right about a lot of things, which is freaky.
Visionary.
He's the one guy. He's the one guy where I'm like, okay, he predicted a lot of how the internet's going to be used in his, so that is interesting. Pull out the Solana phone. Why do you have a Solana phone? What makes it, like I thought you had like 3 of them.
Yeah, we also got a little Solana jug. Solana sent me. So good on them.
Okay. So are you sponsored by Solana?
Only thing,
are you a Solana Maxi or what?
No, we're on the Solana Games Ambassador program, so we have inherent bias. But we're chain agnostic. I do not care what chain it is. I will roast Solana Games if they're bad. So this was because Bonk mooned, and then the airdrop was worth, what was it, like double the price of this phone? So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna invest $700 into this phone. I bought 3 of them because I saw a post from Crypto Stash because he bought 1 and he never buys anything Degen. So him getting into Degen stuff, that's a huge green flag for me.
Yeah, that's
so I bought it. Then we got a bunch of meme coins. Got like a cat with a hat that also ended up being worth a couple $100. The most stupid meme coins in the world. People made a lot of money off of these phones. Then they introduced Chapter 2, which is like the second version of these little cell phones. I think people are starting to get them. They're getting airdrops that we're not getting, which I'm a little upset about. But you can't be a hater. I think we 10x'd on these phones just owning them.
No way.
Yeah. And it's like if a company's trying to ship a product that's worth $64 billion, aka Solana, they will do well. Like it's just gonna happen. Eventually they will do well. I remember I saw a video from Marcus Brownlee bashing the Solana sagas. Man, nobody cares about these phones and the specs.
Like he's the goat with tech. He's
right.
Yeah. But I mean, you can't compare it to like an iPhone who makes like the best phones in the world,
of course not.
Best screens and stuff. That is interesting though. That Solana phone was kind of hot for a minute. I saw that. I think it was Solana. It was like that chat token or something. It mooned. I traded that for like.
Because people were calling each other on the blockchain. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and like I got in at like $1. It went up a bit, and I'm like, I didn't even do a video on it because I'm not gonna tell my subscribers, hey, get this token. And I don't do a lot of trading videos. I did a couple SNEK videos. I think I lost 5%, and I went live. And I'm like, all right, guys, we're gonna close the live stream. The guy got wrecked. So
Yeah, that's a lot of people with leverage trading. I actually haven't gotten into
I
centralized
wasn't
exchanges.
leverage trading. I was like decentralized exchange trading. It
Just being a
was,
degen. You're just
yeah,
being a
it was
degen. You're in the
stupid.
depths of hell. Yeah, nowadays
Yeah.
we have different tools. We have pump.fun for meme coins, and then we have a birds dot something. I don't even know what the little thing is for it, but it's a lot easier to trade meme coins than it was a while back. They also have that bonk bot, which I know is pretty useful. Yeah, I know, it's just like Telegram bot. You
Okay.
buy, it buys for you. And it's a lot more seamless than going on Uniswap and then having to play with slippage and all that garbage without the chart pulled up.
But that's the thing about crypto. Like, it's something I talk about, especially in the tutorial stuff, or, a lot of why I started Crypto Moose was to help people with the simple stuff. Like, get a hardware wallet. This is what it means. Because people don't know. They want to see somebody else do it so they can feel comfortable to do it. I'm more of like I create online courses. So that's kind of how I got into this. But on that, I think people are going to be using like layer 5, 6, 7s, and they're not going to get into like they're not going to know a lot about Solana, Cardano. They're not going to know a lot about AVAX or even Bitcoin. They're going to use like the apps. So like, do you agree with that? Do you think that even a couple years from now, like people aren't going to see it as much? Kind of like the internet. Like we use the internet, we use all these things, but people don't really know how to use an Ethernet cable as they used to and whatnot.
I mean, they still know that the US dollar is called the US dollar, though, right? So, I mean,
Well,
to
yeah, but
some
people
degree,
believe
they would
money's real.
know.
Yeah, people like
Yeah.
believe. I mean, money is real, but it's not. That's a
It's,
whole other
it's the
thing.
same shit. It's like
Yeah.
we have credit cards with money on our online banking. It's the same exact thing. It's
Yeah.
all magic internet money that's backed by BS. So
But layers is what I'm saying. Is like there's going to be so many layers to crypto where I
why
don't
do you think we're
think.
gonna have layers? A bunch of layers.
Why?
Yeah,
Because
why?
it's easier. Because people want to do like to use the easiest thing. People want to. I don't know. People want to use Netflix. They want to. They don't want to have to go to a theater all the time.
But
People
why would
want.
they need a layer 5 to do that?
Well, I think if you make something easier, people are going to use that versus something that's harder to do the same thing. You know what I mean? Like even dexes. Like now people won't even use the dex; they're using dex aggregators. I mean, there's benefit to it, but
Yeah.
I just think that look at the Jupe aggregator. I think I did a video on that one. That thing I missed out on the airdrop, but like, what's going to be after Jupe is what I mean. Is like there's going to be this all-in-one app that everybody's doing most of their crypto with. I think.
Oh, of course. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's like
You know?
Bitcoin ATMs back in 2021. I used them. They were terrible, but they got the
Yeah.
job done. So
Yeah.
kind of is what it is. Nowadays, there's just so much more accessibility in the market. So yeah, 100%.
Way different. Like you're talking way different. I remember when I
Way
first got
different, way
when I
different.
got Doge, I was on a Chinese website, I think it was, and my little brother's, he was getting into crypto a little bit, and he's like, "Get this Dogecoin. It's pretty cool. It has a good community." This Doge was like a fraction of a penny, and I'm like, "Dude, you're crazy." So I got some, and I'm like, I didn't even know if I did it properly. Like there was not an English website. Now you can buy Doge anywhere.
Yeah, pulling out $1,000 at a
Crazy.
gas station is not the best idea, but we did it. we had to breed our axes, okay?
Is that what you did?
That's exactly what we fucking did.
Tell me more about that.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
pretty cool.
so one day, pretty much, we needed money because we don't have a Binance account, unfortunately, in our geolocation. We had to go and use Coinbase, but Coinbase holds your money for 7 days, which we do not like if we need to do things instantaneously. So the way we got around that is we looked for some random Bitcoin ATM. It was in some shoddy place, like some really shady place in the middle of nowhere in a gas station. We go inside, like we're fucking repping it. We pull out the bands, depositing it in there one by one. You have to wait for it to deposit too, like like it was terrible. And then eventually it said, "Oh, you got your money." And then we'd have to wait like 3 hours for it to actually process. I was terrified the entire time. Almost left my phone, but yeah, we got the job done. We got the job done, which is all that mattered.
Yeah, that's
Terrible
epic.
onboarding experience. Terrible.
That's epic, and I haven't used one of those in forever. It doesn't even make sense.
I haven't used it either. It's don't use a Bitcoin ATM. There's no reason.
And it's a paper wallet. I remember I bought ETH, I think, on one of them, like around where I'm at. I don't even really talk about where I'm at, obviously. So I'm sure who's that one guy on YouTube? He can like somebody will post an image or a
Oh,
video.
GeoGuessr. That's
Yeah, that guy's. I don't know. There's a few of them, but there's this one guy. You know, there'll be a
Rain
video.
something. Rain something. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. That guy's a
I know who you're talking about.
savage,
He's
man.
crazy.
Yeah, he'll be like, I'll be like, nobody can find me, and he'll be like, I know where you're at, Moose.
Oh, yeah.
I know how you got here, you know, etc. So, what are you most excited about in crypto? So right now, I'm looking. Isn't it? It's the May. There's something about Star Wars. May 4th be with you, right? Going on today. It's May 4th, 2024.
Cinco de Mayo's tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So, does that have any significance for you?
No.
None.
I think that's the Mexican Independence Day.
Is it? Yeah.
That
I don't know.
should
I'm Canadian, so we have the Maple Leafs playing tonight. That's a big
All
deal.
right, cool. I think we're good. Yeah, I don't think I'm left curving right now.
So May 4th, 2024, what do you expect? Obviously, we don't know. We can't make an actual, exact prediction. What do you think is going to happen over the next 5-6 months?
5 to 6 months. Okay. So I'm thinking that AI is going to do pretty well this month. I'm thinking that crypto gaming is not going to have its run this month, unfortunately. I think we might have during DeFi summer. Usually what happens is after DeFi summer, we're going to have a DeFi summer, I'm thinking. People get into crypto gaming because DeFi is a lot like crypto gaming. The whole yield mechanisms and farming for things and airdrop farming, the same thing. You just play a crypto game instead of actually doing the whole DeFi farming thing. So that's why we saw that huge Axie run. DeFi people go to crypto gaming. I think that's going to happen probably like in, I don't know, July, August or something like that. I have a lot of investments that are going to kick around in June. So I'm assuming that they're ready. They're ready for June. And then leading into October, September, who the hell knows? Who the hell knows what's happening? Maybe the layer 1 coins just decide to run like Cardano did randomly last cycle. But the thing is, like, we've got to think in 2020 lens. Why are we thinking in 2021 lens? I don't even know what happened in 2020. There was a pandemic. The market went down, and then we went back up to 18K, and we had a bull run. But it's just not even my realm to say what may or may not happen. People are saying there's going to be an accelerated cycle. To some degree, yeah, there's more money in the markets. There's a Bitcoin ETF. Of course, it's going to be an accelerated cycle. There's a lot more money in the scene, but I don't think
the
we're going to have
also bigger now, though, too.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have as big of a drawdown because we're attached to the stock market in some way.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, because I mean, when people are buying stocks, they're going to be buying crypto. They're going to be buying art. They're going to be buying sports cards, whatever it may be. Because I was heavy into sports cards. While crypto was going nuts, because sports cards went nuts. People were stuck at home.
Oh yeah.
The big thing is people were grading their terrible cards. So PSA, they're the biggest grading company.
I know.
Yeah, I'm sure you know. So
the whole Logan Paul thing.
Yeah, exactly. But like the thing with sports cards is people were just grading. They were doing things that had never happened before. They had a lot more time on their hands. Cards that were $20 were now, $100 for no reason. But it always came down to supply and demand, right? So, like cards crashed after that. But what's weird is for whatever reason, we saw like altcoins and some, I think it was meme tokens, pump before Bitcoin did. Like that was weird kind of recently, I don't know how many months ago it was, but I feel like it's very difficult to predict. We don't know if it's going to be, you know what I mean though? Like,
because the markets, I mean, Bitcoin was pumping. It was pumping over the course of the entire year. It just wasn't having the straight line up until 2024 hit.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is like sometimes memes will pump and then layer 1s will pump and then Bitcoin will pump again.
Narratives.
Yeah. So, but you think the narrative is like AI will be first or gaming?
Yeah, I'm thinking AI is definitely first.
Really?
There's an Nvidia earnings call that's happening. I believe it's 3 weeks from now. Last time we had the Nvidia conference, render, for example, was at like $14. Wow. Their all-time high from 2021 was somewhere around $8, like $8.50, almost $9.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, AI definitely runs up to earnings calls in the stock market. We're a lot more attached than you'd think. People think we're very detached. We are very much not. We're just like extremities. We will, if the stock market does well, we will do much better than the stock market. If the stock market does poorly, we're probably not doing that well right now. That's why we had that huge downturn back then. So yeah, I would say for sure earnings call is going to be a huge deal for a lot of these AI coins. And then it'll lead into gaming because AI, DePIN, which is decentralized physical networks, just pretty much
running
nodes.
nodes, but it yeah. So like is render more running like graphics cards, or is it
Yeah,
does it have
GPU.
anything to do
A
with
lot
data?
of GPU. Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like DPIN kind of like is kind of like does DPIN fall into running graphics cards too though?
It could be, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Anything could be that if it's a physical network.
like the way I have a server behind me, like I have
Mm-hmm.
like 60 70 terabytes on like a RAID
Nice.
5, but does that mean that is it data or is it graphics cards or is it the actual node and understanding, you know what I mean?
It's everything,
what,
man. It could be anything.
yeah. But you are right though. So cuz AI and needing data and being able to run these graphics cards that will help support the metaverse gaming projects, etc. Those will be big plays. So what kind of projects do you like in that
In that sector?
space? Yeah.
Well, those are primarily node projects, like I was talking about before. Like Carve Protocol, Aether is doing something big. Those are my two big picks for that.
Like
There's
Ethereum? No.
for hard AI, dude. It's like I'm not that guy. So anything I say is just BS. I'm spewing. So I'd
Yeah.
rather not keep it there. And I think those are my two big picks for DePIN right now.
Okay, that's interesting. I did interview, I think I told you it was like is it Nebula? I have the notes here. Terrible. Those are not the notes. Moose is getting loose, so I don't even know. I think it was Nebula, but they have a partnership with Iagon, so they're going to be helping out in running those kind of nodes. So that's a whole other topic of conversation. So DPIN, what do you know about DPIN? Can you explain to my audience what is DPIN and kind of where, because this is like a big narrative right now, I would say.
Yeah, it is.
Currently.
It is.
Like it kind of came out of nowhere, in my opinion.
Well, you would think so until ChatGPT came out, and then OpenAI all of a sudden needed computing power from somewhere, and then we had these, graphics processing unit companies coming out like Nvidia announcing that they're doing AI. There needs to be someone that gives people access to all this computing power, and that's where all these different, crypto AI companies are coming along and giving that processing power by allowing people to run these. But it's like I'm not too sold on it just yet. I'm really not, but it's a thing. It's like it's a narrative, man. It's a buzzword. People like sprinkling in buzzwords to everything. Like at Cornucopias, for example. Listen, I love the founders. I love Josh and everything. But when I originally thought of Cornucopias back in the day, I was like, this is a metaverse project. But clearly nowadays, it's not cool to be a metaverse project. So we don't want to call ourselves a metaverse project. We want to just call ourselves something else, like a simulation game or something. It's just too broad of a term, which I understand. But at the time, just being associated with the name metaverse was a huge deal. So cloud computing is important. I think giving the people the ability to run things without having the hardware, extremely important thing. No complaints there. I just think that some of these companies that say that they're providing all this computing power aren't actually giving as much as they claim to be giving. And there's a lot of companies with a much smaller market cap that are providing this computing power. So we'll see where it goes. But Render, for example, they were speaking during the NVIDIA conference, so that was very good for them and their price.
Wow, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that
Fun
at all.
fact. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because of the project, it's NVL. That's the one I was looking at, and I was just asking the guy yesterday about what is DPIN, what are you guys doing, and the market cap's super low. So, I think it was up like 30% even on the week. But
all those AI coins
it
are
makes
pumping.
sense. It makes sense though, the idea to provide and to come up with the technical ability that people also are unable to do, right? So they have a
100%.
team that partner with these guys, and okay, that's interesting about Render. I didn't know that they even had they were in proximity with NVIDIA.
They were speaking there, yeah, they were.
That is crazy. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, some of these guys are on accelerator programs. It's just you got to look into it to find out, right?
Well, that's why we're doing the interview, right?
Exactly.
That's part of it, right? People don't actually read the white papers. They don't do a lot of work. They'll just watch a video. And I talk about this all the time. I'm like, whatever I talk about, expect that I could be wrong, right?
And it's probably surface level. If we're doing a YouTube video, I can't explain to you the entire history of a project in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
It's
you
impossible.
have to do, you have to do your own research, and you have to be open-minded. It's kind of the one thing I like is like, you know, it's even like talking about the Maxi. There's so many people that are like, I only believe in this project. It's like, dude, like
They're delusional.
why?
That's what they are.
Yeah, yeah, and everybody does have their own if you have $1,000 and you're not a millionaire, you're gonna be playing a completely different game, and there's gonna be a lot more risk to it at the end of the day. Because even for me, I'm playing a game where I don't have millions of dollars and I can just make 5% a year, which is like 50 grand on $1 million, right? So it's different. Like that's the reality for a lot of people in crypto, especially when you're younger. Do you notice that as well?
100%. Yeah. I mean, you're kind of forced to be a maxi when you don't have a lot of money. You're fighting for your bags because you're tired of being broke. And it's not your fault. Like I was broke at one point too. We were all, you know, in a place of struggle. It's just about finding narratives early and playing them. So I think maxis, you know, they're delusional, but they're kind of playing the game right. You have to pick your bag and you have to be loyal to it. But the thing with me is if you look at the amount of cryptos in the market, there's like 2.3 million. Last I checked on CoinMarketCap, a ridiculous amount. I'm sure most of them have rugged because they're probably all meme coins. But there's a good amount that have not rugged. At least 10,000 to 100,000 projects, I guarantee, are actually trying to do something.
Yeah.
So to put all your eggs in one basket on a hyper speculative market is insane. Insane. This is why mutual funds exist. This is why ETFs exist, because they spread out your investments among, for example, SPY, 500 different companies. You're investing into one stock.
Dude, you're pumping SPY right now.
There it is. I've officially pumping them.
You lost all credibility, dude.
Yeah. But it's like you invest into 500 different companies. You own one stock, but you're all over the place. So when people are like, you should own one cryptocurrency, yeah, maybe if it's an index fund, but otherwise you should definitely be picking multiple different avenues that you're hyper specialized in and you can grind in. You can take advantage of the niche because you've spent so much time on it and stick with it. You don't have to insult people because they don't like your crypto coin. You have a lot more of a personality than that. You're not that shallow, guys. You don't need to be that much of a maxi, but I respect it. I respect it. Like with the HBAR community, they're always going after Solana because of the TPS. I love
they had a big
HBAR.
pump too. They had a huge pump recently.
They did.
I think it was based on BlackRock RWAs, right?
Yeah, it was based off of Arcax tokenizing a BlackRock's $22 billion money market fund, right? And that was a big deal.
People just created narratives.
It wasn't BlackRock that did it. They just tokenized it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm just saying on Twitter, like you just get people will just read the headlines of like, oh, HBAR's going to the moon, BlackRock's partner. Like, dude, calm down.
No. They don't need to calm down. They're trying to pump their bags, dude.
Yeah, that too, for sure.
That's what they're trying to do. That's all it is. People are trying to create things out of nothing. The tweet was very transparent with the whole BlackRock narrative. People just spun it out of control because they saw the word there.
All the time. I notice that.
It does.
I notice that especially with like Solana. I do it sometimes where I'll swap some Sol for like Whiff or Bonk, and I'll make a little trade, and then I'll lose 10%. I'll make like 50%, whatever. But it's like, yeah, like you FOMO into things. I do all the time. I'm not playing with the big bag, but still, like it's fun. But I can tell when people get tired of a project, especially a meme, they'll dump into the next meme, right?
Yeah, until we run out of liquidity, right? If you watch any Alex Becker video, he's like, oh, you know,
I do watch his videos, yeah.
Yeah, we've got our layer 1 coins, and then we've got our layer 2 coins and our crypto gaming coins. And then after that, we got the lower market cap crypto gaming coins. And he's going down the list on all the different layers. And I'm like, yeah, do I really want to play that game though? Am I interested in playing that? I don't think I am, honestly. I think
What are your thoughts about him? I've never talked about him or like even like his picks, but I know you brought up Beam. Like, is Beam actually a legit project? I've never talked about it. I haven't researched it a lot.
Oh yeah.
But they're like a big infrastructure play for like gaming, right?
Yeah, I mean they used to be called Merit Circle, right? So it was like,
okay, I didn't even know that. Do you recommend I research it more?
Of course, it's research anything, man. If you're curious, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But it's like it was ticker
That's why
symbol
you're
MC. Yeah, and they had a $100 million fund that was investing into crypto games. They got a bunch of crypto games in their investment portfolio. Now think about it: you have a ton of crypto games in your investment portfolio. You decide to make your own chain, which is pretty much an AVAX subnet, right? Which we can get into that. Why not just leverage all those games that you're working with, right? And put them on there. And all of a sudden you have this chain with a bunch of games and a bunch of hype surrounding it because you know how to fucking market things. You're the guy that's putting money behind them. So I was like, it makes sense. It makes sense. And like in GuildFi with Zentry, they're doing the exact same thing. It's like a new rebrand meta. You do have to be careful though. You know, if they're not a fund or they don't actually understand or they don't have enough capital, it's just not going to work. But, you know, these $100 million funds, they sure as hell, you know, they've got huge departments to make these things work. So I would look into, even with Beam, I like Forgotten Playland. The token, I still don't understand the use case behind it, but the game is fun. It reminds me a lot of Mario Party back in the day. So you should definitely try it out.
I literally only
But I don't understand the tokenomics. I don't understand that part.
Yeah, that's fine. I usually, I mean, not that I don't look at the tokenomics, but I look at the team. I look at, is the quality good? Do I think it's gonna, does it have a real use case? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really care what the price of the token is. I'm more like, is this actually
You're too
legit?
fundamentalist, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But like, I try to think in the future, like, or I'll look at something and I'll look at the downside. Like, is there anything weird here? Are they hiding things? Are they not transparent about what they're doing? Are they, you know what I mean? Like, I try to look at the downside and see the potential upside. So if something in my eyes has like very little risk, but it has a lot of upside, I like that. I don't know if that makes sense.
You always want to be plus EV when you're taking bets.
That's what I do. I don't even know what that means. Plus EV, what is that?
Expected volatility, right? So if it's plus,
I know what that
then you're
means. I didn't
expecting
know
it to the upside, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I do that. The Moose does that. He didn't know the term.
All good. You get it loose.
Yeah, dude, that's what the Moose does. I'm sunburnt now too. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Don't worry.
Yeah, not bad.
I was just at Disneyland for no fucking reason. Well, Disney World for no fucking reason, just because I wanted to take 2 days off.
Okay,
and the market's just
what
dumb.
were you doing in Disneyland? Like, there's no crypto there. Was there a crypto convention?
Oh, taking my girlfriend out.
Well, that's good. That's a fun.
Yeah,
place.
just because we could, right? I was stressed out. She was stressed out. Go to Disney World. Dude, it's too much work. There's a lot of stuff to do, but not a lot of time, right? So it's like we have maybe a year's worth of a hard bull market here. It's stressful for a lot of us to try to take advantage of it, turn those 7 figures into God knows how much. So we'll see how it goes. Right?
So when you say like how big's your team, and so you guys are holding like a lot of money together as a team?
No, I just address myself as a we, because technically my channel is multiple people, right?
Yeah,
it's all my subscribers. So my team right now, so I've got a couple editors, we've got a couple people making thumbnails. I'm doing all the research myself, and I'm doing all my tweets. So I'm a fucking maniac.
That's
pretty
a lot.
much.
And you tweet a lot. I
do.
Dude, I was like, so we connected because you posted something about Kopi, and I'm like, cool.
Okay.
I know Kopi at least. I don't have time to research these other projects. I do video production. That's my main business. I've been doing that since I was a little kid. That's how I kind of like started doing crypto, because I'm like, nobody really likes talking on camera and they don't know how to film it. And I tried filming with somebody and they were nervous and they knew a lot. But anyways, with your channel, what you're doing, like you're posting a lot. So I can see why you're kind of stressful. And it's
it makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
100%. But it's of my own fruition. So don't think I'm like being held at gunpoint to do this. This is just my obsession with this industry and the fact that I think we will be able to make a huge impact on a lot of lives in this cycle alone.
Yeah, for sure. So when you're tweeting, how many tweets do you do a day? I did scroll through even today and yesterday, I think it was, and I'm like, okay, you're active on there.
Yeah, I mean, like my lower active days, it's like 5 tweets, and then bigger ones, it's like 10 usually. I used to do a lot more back in. You
did more than 10 tweets.
Oh yeah. Dude, I used to, in the last bull cycle, I was a total degen. I would take one tweet and I'd make a YouTube video out of it. I'd make like 8 YouTube videos a day or something ridiculous.
And you're putting a lot of content too.
Yeah. We do one video on both channels, so it's 2 edited videos, actually like well edited with a lot of content,
They're
10 to
great.
like
They're
20
great. You
minutes.
guys got to check it out. How do people find that?
How do people find it?
Yeah.
Well, they go to either my Twitter, has the links, everything there, or they just look up my name, Jesus Martinez, on YouTube.
I'm gonna add
or Classic
graphics. We're
Crypto,
gonna add
right?
some graphics on the
Yeah,
video.
yeah. But they can go ahead and find them anywhere. Depends what they're interested in. If you're interested in gaming, I have a dedicated channel for gaming. I'm obsessed with gaming. I've gamed all my life as a kid, wanted to be a professional video game player. I learned, I actually was getting a contract by Cloud9 to play on their academy in League of Legends. I'm like, nah, I think I'm good. It's not enough money and everybody around me is sad. Not a good thing to make a career out of it, but 100% respect the craft. So yeah, no, for sure. Gaming is my centric. DeFi, I think this is the problem. More people are interested in DeFi, so it's not fair. But yeah, our DeFi audience is larger, and then we do like
now.
what
They are now until crypto gaming, like the best games are out.
I'm
and
praying.
People see it. No,
Yeah.
I really do feel that because I feel like DeFi, the narrative, even it's slowed down. It's definitely cooled
Has
down
it?
a little bit. I think
little
it has.
bit, a little bit.
Because I think games they just take time to build, and once they're out, they have utility. You can own the land. There's so much to the games, and I think it's so easy. Gaming's massive, man. Like I have more of like a sports background and interest, but games have never gone away, and games are perfect with blockchain because you can own the game.
They are.
Like
yeah.
I was thinking about even in the past, if you're investing and you in Halo was coming out, because I remember that was massive, right? And like how many like what does the everyday gamer what did they gain out of the success of Halo? What did they ever get out of Halo?
Entertainment.
Yeah, that's great, but they didn't own any of the vehicles. They didn't own, the land. Like this is gonna be big. I really do believe it is.
They weren't able to, right? So it's great that they have the opportunity
That's
now.
what I'm saying. We're at that point, right? We're at the
cusp.
crossroads.
Yeah.
We're at the cusp. We're at the Meridian incident.
Oh yeah.
Right? That's where we're at.
I like it.
100%. You can see it. You can see it. Like that's
everybody
what I
knows
like.
it's coming. It's just people are bored, so they're moving on to other narratives while crypto gaming keeps cooking. This is why I like high utility coins that actually have real world use cases. Yeah. If you're doing
it's hard
that,
to be patient.
then you're like crypto gaming, right?
Yes, it's hard to be patient, right? Like I remember the first time I was ever in crypto, I didn't sleep for months. And now I can actually put my phone down. I can wake up, be down 40%, and it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I just have to make a video of me being down 40%, but yeah.
Actually, I don't know if you have family members that or anybody that you know that you got into crypto. I think it was my grandma, she's 70. She has a little bit of Bitcoin, but she's like, "Oh my God, it's down 20%." I'm like, "Grandma, calm down. You're going to like pass out." She can't handle it. She can't handle it. Like, so it is interesting. I think it's a very new thing, but it's more of a generation thing, right?
I guess, sure. I think it's a society thing for sure. 100% agreed. It's just who you're around at any given time. Your 5 closest friends mold you as a person. So it's depending who you feel like surrounding yourself with. A lot of the time, that's our family members that don't feel like taking risks because they've been, manipulated by our government to like not invest pretty much, right? Or invest into mutual funds and 401ks, which I understand why you need a retirement fund, but it's like, fuck, that's it. Like we're not expecting anything more from this. So people have to take their finances into their own fruition. There's so much to learn. It's unlimited amounts of knowledge available to you on the internet, even with ChatGPT and some of these forms of AI. Like, there's no excuse. You just need to take the time and get red eyes sometimes, and you'll be better off for it at the end of the bull cycle.
But that's part of it though too. Is like there's so much information today because like I don't know how old are you?
23.
Okay, so like I didn't have a cell phone in high school, basically. Like I think it was the last year of high school we had a flip phone. It's like I still have it behind me. Like the internet's changed everything. Like devices, we have so much info. ChatGPT, that's normal. Like kids 15 years from now are gonna be like, why would you ever use ChatGPT? Like you're like a dinosaur. That is a miracle. That's just a miracle to me.
It is.
So like even the internet, even like, dude, we're talking right now, basically like in real time, and I can like, cause I started filming videos like on film. So like I remember the first HD cameras. So like even like my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera I use, interchangeable lenses, you can get like a nice shallow depth of field, stuff like that. LED lights, we didn't have that. Like I had to set up, I think it was like Clar lights and all these hot lights. Like
Yeah,
you
where
can
cars
there's
using
so
like
much.
a they're
There's so
using
much.
halogen lights. Yeah.
Bro, like I have I forget the name of it. I should know. Anyways, I have like expensive old like fluorescent bulbs and stuff, and it's like, dude, lights are better, mics are better, internet's better, faster. Like I at least have a bit of that perspective, and with crypto gaming it makes so much sense, dude. So much. I don't
Thank you
even
for
think
validating my bags.
yeah, I'm literally I'm validating the moose's bag too. A little bit.
Nice.
But no, like yeah, sometimes I wake up and I'm like, am I really right or wrong about this? And I'm like, I just don't see any downside. The downside, in my opinion, to a lot of good crypto gaming projects, if you do the research, is that you're probably not going to lose anything. And if I'm right, if we're right on this, it's going to be insane. That's how I feel. That's really
It's a
how I
bet on the
feel.
devs and whether or not they want to take advantage of their holders more than anything. That's the downside.
That's why you
Otherwise,
have to
it's
vet
all
the team.
upside.
That's why you have to be with the team that's
Yes,
transparent.
yes.
That's why
Absolutely.
that's why it really does matter. It really does matter, right? So, anyways, that's really what I got. We're past our hour. We're at like an hour and 5 minutes. Any other questions? Anything you wanted to talk about, and how do people find you?
Man, there's like unlimited amounts of knowledge to talk about. There's too much to talk about, but yeah, we'll save it for another episode. I won't give you everything this one.
100%,
We got to get back, right? You can find me on Twitter at 0x Jesus Martinez, on YouTube, Jesus Martinez Classy Crypto. That's it. That's all I got. JesusMartinez.gg is my actual website if you want to see everything TLDR'd. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe to Mr. Crypto Moose. On the up and up. Let's go.
Yeah. Check out the link tree, guys. Hit all the affiliates too.
Of course, right? Everything.
Yeah. Spend $1,000. Like take your parents' credit. Okay, I'm not even gonna go there. Take your parents' credit card. I'm joking.
You're talking to a bunch of 35-year-olds right now, by the way.
I'm probably not. Actually, I don't know. Probably.
Have you
not.
looked at your analytics for age?
Yeah, it's mostly male, 18 to like 35, pretty much.
Really? No, my guys are all boomers.
Bro, what are you attracting?
All the old men are coming over.
2% are mooses too, like actual moose.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
I guess 1% of my audience is now moose.
I don't even know how they type.
No. I mean, they kind of just do their thing. I have a dog, right? My dog trades meme coins for me.
We should have the dog in there. All right, so that's all we got for you guys. Definitely go follow, and we're gonna be doing another one, I assume. So let's
See you later,
go.
boys.
That'll be it. We're gonna run the outro.